Hi, my name is Bill, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the heating element assembly in your dryer. The reason why you might have to do this is because your dryer is not getting enough heat or no heat at all.
For this repair, you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, a ratchet with an extension in a 9/16 socket, and a 1/4 inch Allen bit.
Warning: before doing any repairs, please disconnect your power source. So this is our dryer model. It's a Frigidaire. Keep in mind, ours might be a little bit different than what you've got at home, but the same techniques should still apply. So the first thing we're going to do is turn the dryer around. So now we're going to remove the 2 screws that are holding the top on. And now that those screws are out, we can just pull this back, take it off, and set that off to the side. Alright, so now we're going to want to turn this back around. So the next thing we want to do is remove the 2 screws that are holding the bottom of this bulkhead on. They're right in here, and what we're going to do to make it a little bit easier so that you can see it is we're going to tip this on the back. You don't have to tip it on the back, you can just prop it up to get to it, but this is just for your viewing pleasure. So it's just these 2 screws here. And now with those screws out, we can stand the dryer back up. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to open up this door here. And we're going to remove the 2 screws right here, which hold the filter on. So we're just going to go to the top now. The next 2 screws we're going to remove are here and here, right in the corners. So take this one off first. And the second one. So now that we have those 2 screws off, we can remove this front panel piece, and we're just going to undo all the wires. So we're going to take off the grounding wire here first. And now this one, there's a clip on here that you just have to push in on the clip and then pull it up. Now this one, again, there's a clip right there, push it in and pull it up. And finally these 2. These ones are in there a little bit harder, just have to pull just like that. Now that you've got all of those unplugged, you can set that front panel off to the side. Now that the front panel is off, it's exposing these 2 screws here, which we have to remove next. Now that those are off, this bulkhead will pull right up and right off. So on this bulkhead, you've got a couple of wires sticking out here. We're just going to unplug all those. And now that that's all unplugged, we can set the front bulkhead off to the side. Next, we've got a couple of screws right by our wires here. That's just holding up the support for the frame. Now that those screws are out, this will just pop right out. You don't have to put it anywhere. Now we've got 2 more screws on the lower bulkhead, and we're going to take those off next. So now that we've got all the screws off, we can just lift up on that and pull it forward. And we're going to set this off to the side. So the next thing we have to do is we have to undo the belt, which is on a pulley in here. So unfortunately, with the way that the dryer is, we can't really show you, but once we get this piece off right here, we'll be able to show you exactly where that's at, and you can see for yourself. But for now, I'm going to have to reach in here, and I'm going to move the pulley to the left, and I'm going to undo the belt that's on there and just slowly release the pulley. So now that the pulley's off, the belt is nice and loose, and we can just pull this right out. There we go. And we'll set the drum off to the side. If you take a look right here, this is the pulley arm that the belt was attached to. When we put this back together, we're also going to have to reattach it onto this. So just keep that in mind. There's also a gear back here that spins this fan. So the pulley's going to have to go around both of those. The next thing we're going to do is remove the screw that's holding this back here. And you can either use a short stubby screwdriver or a ratchet with the appropriate attachment. And now we're going to remove these two screws here. Pull the whole assembly out. Be careful with it. And now we're going to remove these two wires here. Alright, and now I'm going to remove the brackets holding these pieces on here. There's 4 screws in total. And now we can take that out. Now, grab your new OEM replacement heater assembly. If you don't have one already, you can find one on our online store. So now, we're just going to reverse the process again. Now we'll plug these wires back in. Alright, and now we're going to line up the tube with the slot here. And line up our screw holes. Just like that. Nice and tight. So now that we have that back in, we can put our tub back in now. So we're going to stick our drum back in. Just make sure it lines up and sits right on those roller wheels. We'll drop the belt down. And we're going to go down here. And we're going to line the belt up with our roller shaft and put it on our pulley. Okay, so I'm going to put this around the shaft now. Yeah. Once it's on there, you can grab your pulley and pull it to the left. And then line up your belt and put it back on the pulley how it was before too. Kind of like a zigzag pattern. And then once you've got the belt on again, just roll your drum a couple times, make sure the belt is seated properly. And then once you roll it a couple times, it should fall into its groove nice and perfect there. We're going to put the front bulkhead back on. And just like we had to when we got it off, we're just going to lift up on the tub a little bit so we can get the rollers in there where they're supposed to be. And then once we get that in, line up all the screw holes, and we'll get that screwed in. So when we get that all put up, we're just going to line up the tabs here, slide the tab in there, and we're going to slide this tab in here. Now we can put the screws in. And we're just checking it to make sure it rolls nice and easy one more time, sitting on all the rollers just like it should be. So now we're going to put the support back in. pushed in now, and now we can screw it back in. Now I'll get the other bulkhead, put that back on. Alright, so we got the tabs here. 4. We're going to make sure that they correspond with each one of these holes. Line them all up. Alright, so now we're just going to want to plug these back in here, just like last time. Now, line up the tabs and slide everything back into place. And once everything's back in, we can put our screws back in. Screw this back in. Now we'll just open up this door here. And we've got a couple screws that we got to put back in here. Now you can grab your control panel again. We'll get everything plugged in here. Now we'll attach our grounding wire and slide this back into its slot. We'll screw that back in. Now we'll turn this back around. We'll put the top back on. We'll line that back up. And back in. Lastly, turn this around one more time, and you can either set this up on blocks or you can just tilt it over like I am. And we've got our 2 last screws to put in. And now you can just stand it back up, plug it back in, and your repair is complete. Finally, don't forget to plug in your appliance. If you need to replace any parts for your appliances, you can find an OEM replacement part on our website, PCApplianceRepair.com. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and share our video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us make more videos just like these for you to watch for free.